Welcome. These recordings are excerpts of living dialogue shared between friends on the spiritual path, often arising after periods of silent meditation. They are offered here in this format for other friends who are also walking this path. The following reflection is inspired by something the contemplative teacher Thomas Keating shared. He said, "There are various ways that silence overtakes us in prayer. Silence here, of course, refers to our desires, our words, and our thinking. It's not that we have no desires or no words and no thinking, but that we see them as simply symbols of this oneness that is approaching us without a name, without any limitation." What follows is a reflection that arose from sitting with this insight in meditation. Sometimes when I'm sitting in meditation and there's like a cacophony of noise and new thoughts that just kind of come up so quickly. New desire, new plan I'm working on, new whatever, new vision. Sometimes when I remember to come back to the moment and let those things go, I sometimes have a hard time letting them go because I got attached to that new idea because I thought that was going to take me somewhere. And then I get annoyed with myself for having it. And then I get lost a little for a little longer. It takes me longer to come back and go, oh, this whole thing won't do it. I can let all of this go and then come to rest. Because there's so much noise going on.
Interior.
It's really helpful to, for a moment, remember Asha, even though that's another symbol. Because it at least helps deepen me from the ways I'm really obscuring God. All that noise is real obscurity. Asha helps deepen me out of it. Whatever noise that is or whatever thoughts are going on, Asha always takes me out. It's like, oh, hey, none of that's real.
Yeah.
And Asha's a symbol too, but it's a more helpful symbol than these symbols.
Sometimes it can be helpful to think of them as they're not dense symbols, they're luminous symbols, or they're transparent symbols. So they're still a symbol, but they're transparent to the light of what is.
Yeah.
So they let you see reality as it is. But the more dense it is, you can't. It's like a filter. Not only those symbols, but then you have the false self symbol of yourself, which then is even harder to let go of because you say, well, I don't want to let that go. That's who I am too. Because then you might actually connect with everything. You might actually be nakedly connecting with everything. And then you can't isolate yourself away from everything else, trying to get ahead at everyone else's expense. And the false self systems are what keep the continued oppression going. I mean, that's what contemplatives were saying. Okay, well, now you're going to see through that, and then you're going to walk around and you're going to see aspects of all your beloveds, the bodhisattvas. They're probably all walking around going, "Wow, everyone's forgotten who they are." Or Rumi saying, "Well, you guys can't see. If you guys could see each other, you'd all be bowing to each other. You'd all be falling in love with. You'd all be helping each other, feeding each other." You can't even feed yourself. You can't even sit down and be okay with yourself. No. You can't use the distorted mind to become healthier. You can't. Whatever version of health that isn't it. Even the idea of meditating, that's why when you sit down for meditation, it's not usually cry voice that sits down. It's the druge that sits down. And the druge has druge ideas about enlightenment and meditation. And the druge has to let go of the symbols, and then eventually has to let go of itself. What remains is God. And you say, Asha, you've been here all along. One of the reasons at the mystical level, Christianity is so profound. What God are you feeding? Are you feeding your idols? You're feeding your false self? It can never eat enough. It's a hungry ghost. I mean, so cool that Buddhists, they had that realization. Wow, the false self, it's like a hungry ghost.
Yeah.
It's the addictive mind, and it's a program for happiness. It just can't get you there. Even if you become a success it just can't get you there.
What I was noticing, at least just now, just my own inner process, there was the noise. Like when it's happening, it feels like when you're in a dream, before you can wake up out of a dream, the dream changes everything, and you're in a new environment, and everything has shifted, and it seems real again. So it's like perpetually shifting dream. And it only shifts right before you think that you could see through it. You're trying to see through it, and then it shifts. And that was happening, and then suddenly I would go, oh, this is all a dream. This is all fabrication. We're letting go of this. And before, when I was younger, seeing that I had spent so long formulating dreams, feeling that that was important, spending my time not with God, but like trying to fabricate an idea of God, would make me feel shameful or like bad, or I'd get annoyed with myself, very frustrated. But today I was noticing, it's okay, I'm just trying to get to God. I just can't get to God that way. And so it felt a lot more compassionate, like, oh, it's okay. I'm not just remember right now. It's okay to remember. Just I was noticing, just like, oh, it's okay to see that all of this was an attempt to get there and it won't work. And that we can be gentle. Now's the invitation to remember. That's okay. That was nicer. That's a nicer experience than continuing the dream through annoyance and frustration at the fact that I'm trapped in a dream. That feels like an improvement. So you're talking about like other people and not wanting to see, not wanting to put it down, not wanting to see through it. I get that, because what happens then is you start punishing yourself for the whole thing. And it takes some time to develop the compassion to be gentle with yourself.
Even
gentle
while
with
you're
others.
doing it. While you're doing it.
Yep.
Let's say you're, just as a simple metaphorical example, you just can't help yourself, and you're burning incense for an idol. You're like, I know this isn't it, but this is all I got. Like, and to not be so scandalized by it. Then there's people who are burning incense for it. They really think they're doing it, that this is it. You know, the big Buddha cast in gold. I really got it now. Guys, look, we got it. We freaking got it, man. Look. It's bigger than so-and-so's. Look. You know? It's in our synagogue. It's in our church. Whatever it might be. It's okay. It's almost like, can you have, on one level, one layer, can we have the humility to recognize what we're doing while we're doing it, and to not be so scandalized while you're doing it?
Yep. It's very humiliating, like in the moment, to see that you're doing it and then to do it anyway.
It doesn't mean, that's why, like, I think all the mystics, if they needed to, they could go to a church and they could go to the Buddha and they could burn incense and they could do that and they could do all that stuff. They could see through it. It wasn't so dense. But they could burn incense in their own heart. They could do it. And it doesn't mean you can't. Well, if you like that, great.
Yeah.
Like, no problem, whatever. I think this is where, like, what do you mean, be a member? What do you mean? To do this weird symbolism that we, as though that means something? Okay, sure.
Same with LDS. Remember
Say
that
whatever.
older guy was like, "Are you a member?" And you were like, "Oh, I'm a member of life."
Yeah, what do you mean?
How can you not be a member?
Yeah, how can you not be a member? Right? Oh, you want, oh.
That's membership.
Yeah, do you speak the language of
Then
mind?
in that membership, you're not even a member.
Totally.
Because you can't belong there.
No. Even if you do belong, you've alienated yourself from the actual belonging.
Yeah.
And now you're worshiping a poor substitute.
Yeah.
And then there's substitutes of substitutes of substitutes of substitutes. You know, it's like lots and lots of layers.
Yeah.